Yes. Hello, everybody. Jason up, New 80's Revolution. Trying to sit in the center of the camera. There we go. Day three of Christmas in the 80's. It is a Saturday, December 3rd, and we are making our way, Sour Patch Kids, if you were wondering, from my friend Nat. We're making our way around the room. And actually, we're making our way around half the room. When I was getting this thing out to show you, I had to get creative. I can't walk that way. It's loaded. Christmas. Right, so today's Saturday, like I said. Oh, the house is getting ready for the big trip. We've never gone anywhere. We've been to Montreal a couple of times. That's it. Kids haven't gone anywhere. We just don't go anywhere. We don't go on vacation. But we're going to do Universal Studios. The Harry Potter experience, Harry Potter package, whatever. Should be good. I'm a little nervous, a little anxious about the trip. And, but we'll see. I don't anticipate spending every single day at Universal. I think that'll get old. I think. So we got a couple other things planned. I looked into some other things to do around Florida. If we're really like searching for something to do, I might take the 90-minute drive to Hogan's Beach Shop. But then he's got two. Apparently there's a Hogan's Beach Shop in Orlando as well as maybe Tampa or something. I don't know. The one that's further away is 90 minutes away. I think the one that's in Orlando is obviously minutes away. So it's smaller, and I don't think he's always at that. I don't anticipate running into him, because I don't want to pay $500 for a handshake. I already met him, got that out of the way, bucket list done, knocked it off the list. But I don't know. There's really nothing to see. It's just a bunch of Hulk Hogan stuff. I don't know. We might do it if we really need to do something. I do want one of those Hulk Hogan Japan t-shirts. I always thought those looked cool. I don't know. Whatever. I'm really just trying to chew and talk at the same time, which is annoying. All right. 3 minutes in, we're finally going to take a look at a toy here. As soon as I'm done. This is really annoying most of you, isn't it? If you turn the volume up, it'll be like that ASMR deal, right? Right? Right, that puts people to sleep. People like that. Millionaires on YouTube from just chewing. All right. We looked at the LJN Sling 'em Fling 'em ring. I called it my favorite playset of all time. We looked at the bendy ring and cage. We looked at the Dukes of Hazzard and the Knight Rider car so far, and now we're going to jump back into the ring. But we're going to go down the dial a little bit to the AWA, the American Wrestling Association. And all I know of the AWA from childhood is that it was on after school. It was on after school. It was on ESPN, 4 o'clock. And it, from what I remember, it fluctuated back and forth between AWA and World Class Championship Wrestling. I don't know if that's memory. I don't know if that's a truthful memory. I don't know if I'm making stuff up. But I don't think AWA was on 5 days a week. I think I would come home, I'd tune in, what's going on, here we go. And then it was World Class. And then the next day it was AWA. And the thing with coming home at 4 o'clock and watching wrestling, watching AWA, was that I was not watching AWA consistently. consistent enough to know storylines, to care. So that just says, like, I was 8, I was 9, I was 10, and wrestling was on, and so I was in front of the TV. I didn't know what was going on. I knew what was going on that day, in that match, that card. That's all that mattered. I didn't care about the deep storylines of the AWA at the time because they weren't running the shows, you know, they weren't like running them long. They weren't on for years at a stretch in my area anyway. So you didn't really get caught up in the storylines. You just watched the wrestling. Well, one fateful day in Easter, one fateful day in April or March, Easter came. And the Easter Bunny left me the Road Warriors, the AWA Remco Road Warriors. And you need a ring to play with those AWA Remco Road Warriors. So what do? You get yourself the AWA official all-star wrestling ring by Remco, ages 4 and up. So if you're 3, you don't play. Now, what's interesting is that nowhere on here, at least on the cover or on the back, is any mention of the AWA, except right here. Tiny little thing. So it's called the All-Star Wrestling Ring. It's got the AWA logo on the map, but you know, nothing on here says featuring the stars of the American Wrestling Alliance or Association. It's not on here. I love this box. I love this box so much. Now, the LJN ring I have identified as my favorite playset, my favorite box. So when I say that I like this more, don't take it literally. I can't say that the LJN ring is my favorite and then say I like this more. Don't take it literally. But I like this more. I don't know why. I think it's the art. I think it's the drawings instead of, you know, live action photos. It's smaller. Trying to get a good view here for you. It's smaller, and to me, it captures the size of the AWA, right? The AWA was you know, I don't want to insult it, but it wasn't the WWF. Okay, it didn't have the money, it didn't have the glitz and the glamour, it didn't have Hulk Hogan past 83. You know, it was made by a little toy company called Remco, and it was on ESPN sometimes. Right? And their wrestlers were old men like Baron von Raschke and Nick Bockwinkel. And so to me, this little ring, this little box just says AWA. And I love how you know, even the artwork on the cover captures the small, dark, smoky arena of old school wrestling. All right. You know, the crowd is blacked out down here, in comparison to the LJN packaging where the crowd is all cartoony and character on the Wrestling Superstars figures packages. Here you got the blacked out crowd, which in reality it was. If you watched, not necessarily AWA TV, but if you ever get your hands on like an old AWA house show or something like that, or you see some old footage, the crowd's blacked out. You know, the lights are out. The light is, you don't see the crowd, you don't see signs, you don't see, you know, you don't hear "this is awesome" chants. The crowd's not a part of it as they are today. And then this I like the most, these little spotlights that just kind of illuminate the ring, right? I love it. And of course you've got beautiful artistic renderings of the fabulous ones, Steve Kern and Stan Lane taking on Hawk and Animal, the Legion or the Road Warriors. Now, what's cool is both and you look at this and you'd think, well, maybe this is a one-on-one matchup, right? Because you got the tag team partners not on the apron. No, indeed, they're outside the ring. You know, they're outside the ring. It looks like they're cheering on their partner. So is this a tag team match? They would be in opposite corners if it were a tag team match. They'd be on the ring apron. They'd be holding on to the old tag rope. Am I really just looking too much into it? Yes. The answer to that is yes. But regardless, I love this box. Do I love it more than the LJN ring? Yes. But do I really? No. But do I? Yes. Figure that one out. Sides are all the same. All-Star Wrestling Ring. Same pictures on the front. Same. For some reason, this, I just remember being, again, stacked at KB. Just stacked on top of each other. Ring after ring after ring. I just love it. I just love the image of this just stacked, staring out at you as you walk down the toy aisle. Now the back again is just special. It's just special. They didn't waste any money on anything pretty on the back. We've just got, I guess, black and white, drawings of what happens here, and I love this. This is actually a little bit more realistic than the LJN ring. You've got turnbuckle shots. Okay, so that's one thing you can do with the Remco ring. You can do a turnbuckle shot. That's about right. You can do flying tackles. If you put your guy on the ropes there, pull the ropes back, and then I guess slingshot the wrestler into his opponent. Okay, it's your standard Irish whip, right? But we didn't play like that. We didn't slingshot our figures. Who would do that? We were civilized. We're not animals. And then you have something called the bombs away leaps. All right, that looks like a drop kick, which Hawk is delivering a devastating drop kick onto one of the fabulous ones, and we're going to call those the bombs away leaps. Okay, fine. We've got Remco, we've got AWA, we've got a Rip, no problem. And then down here we've got who else is in the line? We've got the Road Warriors with these very weird little prototype belts that actually never saw the light of day. Those are like the Georgia tag team belts, I think, or something like that. They certainly aren't the AWA belts. But if you look closely, those are not the belts, obviously, that came with the figures. Next to that, we've got the fabulous one, Steve Kern, Stan Lane. We've got the High Flyers, Jim Brunzell and Greg Gagne. And we've got Old Man Rashke and Rick Martel. Lovely. And then down here, we've got the instructions. It says to assemble the corner posts, insert the wooden posts into the holes at 4 corners of the ring, or the base, as it says in parentheses. Locate the 12 beads and 3 electric cords, elastic cords. Wow, not electric. That would be interesting. So you got to locate them, first of all, which easily could be found in a little baggie that came with this. So not a lot of location going on, but fold one piece of the elastic and slip one of the beads over the fold. Pull the bead over the elastic until it is 1 inch from the fold. Take the loop formed by elastic and bead and put it over a corner post, positioning it at its lowest groove. Helpful hint: after the first corner is attached, do the opposite corner. Continue folding elastic and inserting beads until elastic is attached to all 4 corners. Repeat your entire process with the other 2 cords. And number 7, now you're ready to begin the wrestling match. So basically what they're telling you is grab the little white turnbuckle thingy that has a hole in it, grab your rope, pinch your rope, put your rope through, boom, wrap it around the cord, or wrap it around the turnbuckle, we're good. So they're using words like elastic cord instead of wrestling ring. And instead of turnbuckles, they're using the word beads. And instead of ring posts, they're using the words wooden post. Okay, so they're not really talking a wrestling language here. Elastic cord, beads, and wooden posts are your wrestling ring, put together parts. Love this, love this, love this. Where did that come from for me? I don't know. I don't know where I got the wrestling ring I have no idea where I got this. I have no idea how many I had. I think probably 2. But I did have it, and I had it in 86 when I got the big haul, the big LJN, because within that LJN haul for Christmas of 86 was a ton of Remcos. Already had the ring. Actually got the steel cage play set for that Christmas 86. That'll be coming up maybe tomorrow, taking a closer look at whatever, day 4. But I don't know where I got it. I assume KB. I don't know why I assume that. I just do. I feel like this is a KB ring. I feel like this is a KB product. I only saw, from memory, I only saw Remco figures at Kmart and at KB, and that's all I remember. That's all I remember. Towards the end of the line, I did go to Toys R Us one day, and I did get Shawn Michaels and Nick Bockwinkel from the, Matt Mania series. I did see Dick Worley on card. These were at actually Toys R Us. They had all the Matt Mania figures at Toys R Us. Imagine carded Matt Mania figures sitting at Toys R Us, $1,000, $2,000 a piece today. And there's 10 of them on a rack. 10 of one figure on a rack. I mean, it might have been $60,000, $70,000 worth of toys just sitting there on the rack for $3.99. Craziness. Anyway, that's it. I loved the AWA ring. I loved the AWA Remco figures. I think the ring is special, like I've said. It's not flashy. It's I wouldn't call it generic, but it's certainly basic. And there's just something great about the basicness of this ring, basicness of the figures. That's what makes the AWA Remco line very, very special and very loved. All right, that is all. That is day 3. No, is it day 3 or day 4? I don't know. Might be day 3. I'm not sure. It's in the title, though. It's in the title. And we'll be back with whatever day it is tomorrow. We'll do it again. All right, that's all. Have a good night, everybody. Good night now.